call the meeting of the Grafton Finance Committee to order. This is a public hearing. So I would ask somebody to make a motion to enter the to open the public hearing for the warrant for the town meeting. Greg, in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. There's nobody on Zoom, so I don't have to do a roll call, right?
Correct.
All right, so the first articles to, this is going to be a review of the warrant. There were 37 articles on the warrant. The Finance Committee is going to try to take up those articles over the next 2 nights. We do have a third public hearing scheduled for Tuesday if we need it. I don't know if we will. We'll make that determination tomorrow night, if that's okay with the committee.
Right.
All right, so first up is Article 7. Mr. Canoia is here, and we're going to cover Articles 7, 20, and 23. So, Paul, if you want to start with Article 7, which is a transfer of $25,000 from sewer retained earnings to your wages permanent personnel account. Can you explain that to us?
So as we did last year's budget, we knew we were going to hire another operator, or fiscal 22s, I should say. So right now there's 7 pay periods that in our last management report, 7 pay periods that aren't accounted for in that, 7 pay periods remaining, I should say. And based on our average payout per pay period, it'll probably come in about $135,000, and there's only 126 remaining. So it's a $9,000 delta. Just so we figured 25 is safe in case there's some catastrophe. We don't know what the weather will bring or anything else. So
this is just to get you through the rest of the fiscal year.
Yep.
That's correct. Yep.
Are there any questions from members of the Finance Committee? Any questions from members of the public? Bueller? Anyone? Okay, so let's move on to Article 20, which is a appropriate money for operating costs, interfund transfers as outlined in Appendix C on the warrant. Do we have Appendix C in here? We do. It's on the back page. So, Paul, you want to walk us through that?
I don't know what that is.
The Article 20 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate a sum of money for the operating costs of the sewer enterprise for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2022, which is inclusive of all expenses, basically your budget for next year.
So that's what it is. So we moved, Mary and Evan decided, and I agree that we would move, and you folks as well, that would move the sewer budget to a separate line item completely from the regular budget of the rest of the town to hold out the confusion, I guess.
Yeah. So this is the budget that we reviewed when you came in back in February, March, whenever we had the public hearing on the warrant on the budget. Nothing has changed.
There was some confusion about the debt service and when we paid that and who paid that. It just it cleans it up and certainly makes the process a lot easier.
So the total budget for the sewer department for next year is $3,371,170, of which $2 million is $2,065,000 is for debt service. You put in $28,000 in the OPEB trust. Mary, do we know what their liability is, the sewer commission's liability on OPEB, or is that factored into the entire towns?
It is separated out. I don't have the final OPEB audit report, but I can get that information for Paul.
Yeah, at some point I'd be interested to see what the liability for the sewer commission is. I think that'd be an interesting number to have.
There aren't that many employees there.
No, I know. That's why I think it'd be interesting
right.
to have, because they may be able to pay that off faster than the
Sure.
town.
That's
You
true.
know.
Fine.
Okay, is there any questions on the budget? It's a budget that we reviewed with Paul when he came in during the hearing. All right. And then, Paul, the final article is Article 23, which is $100,000 from your retained earnings account to your O&M emergency. What's that for? Your operating and maintenance?
So, yeah, it's just, we're doing the budget in November, December, 6 months in advance of the fiscal year, and I'll use, last year as an example. The temporary town administrator cut $5,000 out of the sludge disposal line, which was fine, except that, in June, we got a letter from our disposal site saying there's going to be a 10% increase. So, so right off the bat, we started, we cut 5, the price went up 25, so we were $30,000 short on just that one line. And then, our large costs are energy and chemicals, and we have no control over those. So we're going to be short this year, no matter what, on sludge, probably 35,000. And depending what happens with energy, so the balance will be spent in, probably fiscal 23. again, because costs for everything are going up, and as, stuff starts to break after the upgrades, which is now, they're 5 to 7 years old, some of the parts. So all those replacement parts cost extra, and we just, the only time the board can move money is a town meeting to get the work done. So it's just keeping us in, keeping the system afloat.
Keep them out of default.
Is this this is a typical amount? If I remember, it sounds like this is what you pretty much transfer out each year for that type of thing?
Yeah, the different, we haven't moved money into this account in several years.
Oh, you haven't?
The
Okay.
Commission tried to keep $100,000 balance, and once it gets down to below 50, we try and move
Try
it
to bump
again.
it back up.
Money. Yep.
That makes sense. Are there any other questions for Paul? Paul, very easy coming to the Finance Committee on your articles. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night to join us. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Adios.
Okay, so, Sue, did you send me Chief Crapo's thing?
I did.
All right, so why don't we jump ahead, since Madeline's not here, why don't we jump ahead to,
Madeline is here.
Madeline
she's
is here.
oh,
Here.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I saw Paul, I didn't see you. Let's do Madeline.
Okay.
How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good, it's good to see you. So you have two articles on the warrant.
Yes.
Article 24 and Article 25. Article 24 is the article, additional compensation for when you get certified at something. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Wow, that's
so,
brilliant.
Nice.
Mark.
I'm
So
sorry.
the
I'm not on my
first-
game tonight. Evan's not here to take the brunt. Go ahead, Madeline, I'm sorry.
so the first that I submitted was to see if the town will vote to accept MGL Chapter 41, Section 108P. So that's the additional compensation for the town collector or town treasurer in the amount of $1,000 annually upon completing the necessary courses of study and training. So that would then be providing proof to the town administrator, and the appropriation would have to go through the town.
So let me ask you a question. So you don't have the certification yet?
No, this is my first year that I'm actually eligible to test, because the treasurer side takes a very, very long time. It took me about 5 years because you need the appropriate amount of courses, but you also need the appropriate amount of experience as a treasurer.
So this year you'll be able to take the certification. So once you're certified, you have to keep that certification up. But would we just put this in your annual budget once, is this like the first year to accept that section to allow for that? And then in future years, we would just put it in the operating budget? We wouldn't do a separate article in future years. This is just to accept the law and then move on?
Correct.
Do I understand that
Yep.
correctly?
We did that with Candy for town.
That
Yeah,
sounds
so this was
familiar.
already done
that's
for the clerk.
Yep,
I was gonna ask that,
yep.
because it sounded like we had done something like this before, so we have to go through and do this for each of the positions, or?
Well, the next article is for the assessor, so I assume it's the same thing for the assessor to get certified.
Yeah.
And then once she's certified, passes her test, then that goes in, then we put that in her operating budget as well for future years.
It just goes into her salary, right? Additional salary?
Right.
Which makes sense. It's an incentive to get certified. And you want to have a certified treasurer collecting, you want to have a certified assessor, which makes perfect sense. So you take the test in August, right? Is it August?
Yep, I'm scheduled to test this August. You have to go through the application process, which takes place in June this year. But I already know that for me, I have everything required. I've already talked to the school this year.
Well, I'm sure you'll pass the test with flying colors.
It's nerve-wracking. I've heard it's very, very difficult, but I think that I'll do okay.
Send in your report card.
Yes, we want to see your report card after you take the test, all right? Just kidding.
Okay.
We're joking.
Now I have
We're
more
Madeline,
pressure.
we're joking. No, that makes a lot of sense to me. Is there any other questions on that? And so, do we know where Tammy is with her certification? Is she in the same boat as you, taking it this year, or?
I think Tammy's already certified.
Tammy's
she's already
certified.
Oh, perfect. So this will just we'll accept this law, and then that'll be $1,000 for Tammy. Excellent. Well, Madeline, best of luck.
Thank you.
I don't have any other questions. Do you have any other questions? Anybody else? Thank you for taking time out of your night to come see us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right, so we're gonna jump ahead, if it's okay with the committee. We will jump ahead to Article 33 unless Bob is somewhere. Is Bob somewhere?
In his office, probably.
We have a member online now.
Oh, Dan, all right, so everything has to be by roll call. Hi, Dan.
Dan ruins it every
Yeah.
time.
But I brought my cat.
Oh, okay, well,
There we go.
he can't, he or she
She.
can't vote.
No.
Oh,
All right, so I'm gonna read,
Breakers.
I'm gonna read, Chief Crapo's, memo into the record.
Yeah.
So this is concerning the warrant article to repeal and replace the civil fingerprint bylaw. This correspondence is being submitted to provide an explanation and purpose for the warrant article submitted to repeal and replace Article 12, Section 25 of the Town of Grafton General Bylaws entitled Fingerprint-Based Criminal Record Background Checks. This bylaw was passed at the annual town meeting held on May 13, 2013. Subsequent to the bylaw's passage and review by the Massachusetts Attorney General's office, it was found that certain mandatory language requirements had not been included in the bylaw as set forth by the FBI when running fingerprint-based background checks. In order for the Department of Criminal Justice Information Services to accept the proposed bylaw, it must contain the authorizing statute, namely Mass General Law, Chapter 6, Section 172B and a half. It should be noted that the originally submitted bylaw had been taken from other towns adopting the same language. The opinion from the AG's office also took issue with the wording regarding the fees imposed to conduct fingerprint checks. Current language reads with a fee set by the Select Board. The bylaw is silent as to the amount of the fee, and it was noted that the fee is to be retained by the licensing authority and not by the police department. For the reasons cited above, I have submitted the revised bylaw to replace the existing language. Prior to presenting this article for consideration on the town meeting warrant, I had contacted the legal office of CJIS to request the review of the proposed language. I was informed that the bylaw was satisfactory as written and met all requirements as set forth by CJIS and the FBI. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you have any additional questions or need additional information. Respectfully submitted, Norman Crapo Jr., Chief of Police. So it seems to me that we're just updating the bylaws to allow them to do what they have to do to be in compliance with CJIS regulations.
Yep.
Seems pretty basic.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder about whoever reviews these articles and said, yeah, they're all legitimate for the town meeting to have.
Yeah, so obviously
If
back in
they have
2013, it wasn't, yeah. Dan, go ahead.
so I guess subsequent to the bylaws passage and review, it was
33.
by the Attorney General, it's found that that there are problems.
That's what it
Why
sounds
did it take
like.
9 years? Is my question.
Because they just found it, I suppose.
Because government?
We're slow to
but
react,
isn't there-
Dan.
Isn't there they have like a deadline they need to review it by, and if they don't come back with the problem, then it's fine. I guess I don't understand how they can come to us 9 years later and tell us.
Yeah, they're
it's
supposed
wrong.
to, you're right, Dan, they're supposed to get back 90 days from the time the town clerk submits it to the AG's office. Now, I know there was I'm sorry Evan's not here, but there was a previous article, if we remember last year, there was an article that was submitted for the fall town meeting warrant. Remember it got submitted late?
Yes.
And the Attorney General came back 2 years later with an opinion and we had to correct that bylaw?
Yep.
Could this thing have not been submitted back in 2013 and just recently got submitted?
Possible.
No,
but-
it sounds to me,
Go ahead,
Go
Skip.
ahead.
it sounds to me like the chief, in checking through something, ran into a roadblock someplace and found out that, yeah, oh, this doesn't comply with
Yeah, because it says.
whatever.
Yeah, because you're right, Skip. Subsequent to the bylaws passage and review by the AG, it was found that certain mandatory language wasn't included in the bylaw. So the AG may have missed it. So Dan, I don't think it took the AG 9 years. I think the AG missed it back in 2013, and now the chief caught it, and now he wants to correct it. That's how I read this.
It
now.
may have also happened, there's a little part about who keeps the cash. And somebody might have said, hey, by the way, where's the cash for these? And
Yep.
said, well, our bylaw doesn't say where the cash goes, so we've been keeping it. And then somebody looked at the bylaw and said, well, by the way, you're missing some stuff here.
Yep. So this is just, it seems to me that this article is correcting a flaw in our bylaw. and bringing us up. And the fact that he ran it by CGIS to make sure that they were happy with it, I think that makes a lot of sense. I like
Sounds good
saying
to me.
CGIS because, it makes me sound cool. Department of Criminal Justice Information Services, so you can quote me on that, William.
Write it down.
Any other thoughts on this, Greg? Anything?
Yeah, I say the explanation says it's being done at the request of the chief to bring us up to the standards set by state agencies. So yeah, it may have been a state agency that later reviewed it and noticed the error, so.
Yep. So that makes sense. All right, I think that makes sense. We all happy with that?
Yep.
Okay. Dan, any other questions? Okay. So then the next article is Article 26, and the town clerk submitted a letter to us. And so she is stating here, per our discussion, here is the explanation for the warrant article I submitted for the May town meeting. If adopted, Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 110A will allow the town clerk's office, to hold any voter registration deadlines that fall on a weekend to occur on the next succeeding business day. With all the change that occurred during the pandemic the past couple of years, one of the voter registration deadlines fell on a Saturday, requiring our office to stay open until 8 p.m. on a Saturday during the early voting period. As we know, our office is not equipped to allow early voting in the office, so we have to designate an alternate location, usually a municipal center gymnasium. With this deadline, we had to ensure coverage available at early voting and then coverage in the office until 8 p.m. in the case someone came in to register in person. This will also help us to not have to open the town hall when it's usually closed for these hours. We would remain open on a regular business day for the extended hours. That makes perfect sense.
That makes good
So if
sense.
the deadline falls on a Saturday, it just moves to Monday. If Monday's a holiday, it would move to Tuesday.
Correct.
I think that's a wonderful idea. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
And I read this section last night, and basically it says that Saturday can be considered a legal holiday for any purpose of anything else, and so,
Which is perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, this makes Candy's life easier. Don't have to worry about coverage. And people are used to coming into the town hall when the town hall is open Monday through Friday, not
Yeah.
on a Saturday. So I think this article makes perfect sense. Any other questions? Dan, anything? No? Okay. Do we want to find Bob? Is Bob on
Bob. Which Bob?
Berger?
Oh, I'll go look and see if he's there. Out of his cage. Yeah, go wake him up.
Yeah, wake him up.
So Mary, I talked to William beforehand, and so what we'll do is, if you don't mind, brief explanations as we walk through the consent motions that are all financial. If you want to handle those for us when we get to them, that would be awesome. Is that all right with you if we do it that way?
Okay.
All right. Some of it's just basic annual articles, housekeeping type articles, but it'd just be easier if we just, so that the public knows exactly what the articles are and what we're talking about. In addition to the agenda tomorrow, Sue sent out a revised agenda. Last night, when the warrant closed, there was one additional article that was added that we hadn't seen, came in from the Affordable Housing Trust, to change the makeup of the CPC to add one Affordable Housing Trust take one of the four at large and make it Affordable Housing Trust. So I talked to Sue today, and she talked to Dan. Of course, Dan is here, and Bruce. Dan is going to represent the Affordable Housing Trust tomorrow night and present that
Okay.
article to us. Dan, you're on board with that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's in addition to the agenda tomorrow. So CPC will come in at the beginning of our hearing, and then we'll go through their articles, and then Dan will present his, and that will be it. Because we're going to go through all the articles with Mary right now, so we should be able to wrap up tomorrow night.
That is, if everyone gets everything written.
That's if everything gets everyone written, and we're gonna. Sue, when we go through the articles tonight, you'll let us know which ones you already have the explanations drafted from previous years, and then we'll assign somebody to write the ones that you don't have. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I think that we've got, we have very few. It's really just a question, if it, we want to take a different twist on it. And, by a flavor from one of the finance committee members.
Okay.
Really what we need from Mary
If
is
he's not here, I assume
numbers.
he'd be joining on Zoom.
What time
No,
was he
Where it
scheduled for a
says,
certain
where it
time?
says a sum of money.
Yep. We just need to put
those
that
are the
money
ones
in, right?
Yep.
Where we need the dollar amounts.
All right, so did you get confirmation, Susan, from Bob that he would be here tonight?
Bob is on
yes.
Zoom.
Oh, Bob is there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's the
Just put in the
message.
Q&A.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we promote him so we can see him? I'm sorry,
Oh, what
Skip,
is
I
he
didn't realize
doing
that.
there?
Oh, I need the exercise anyways. But I did get a grape dum-dum.
What did you get?
A grape dum-dum from the candy bowl.
So what do I do? Answer live?
No,
No.
if you click on the little things on the side, it'll say promote to panelist next to his name. It should say promote to panelist,
Okay, thank you.
and then he'll promote to panelist, and he should pop up on our screen.
What article was this?
He's Articles 2 and 21.
Okay.
There he is.
I got lonely out there.
Bob,
you
I'm
are.
sorry, I did not realize you were here. We were searching the building for you.
I know, it was really scary.
Thank you for being here tonight, Bob. I appreciate it. So Article 2 in the consent agenda is a article to transfer money from the cable project account to pay for your debt service.
Yeah.
So you want to walk
we-
us through that?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. We renovated the old police station for $1.5 million. We took a bond out for $600,000. And while we were doing all the building, we left some money in that account. Last fiscal year, we took out $7,000, but we didn't realize we actually had more than seven. So this is just wiping out the rest of that balance to get it out and reappropriate it so we can use it. Right now, it's stuck there.
Yeah, so it's $500, $581, and that will clean
Yeah,
that
it's
out.
500 and some change.
And then you'll close that account out, and that'll be the end of it.
That'll be the end of it.
Okay. Any questions for Bob on that article?
Nope.
All right, and then Bob, Article 21 is your operating budget of
It is.
$438,409. That's the budget that we reviewed when you came in during the budget deliberations, correct?
I don't know. Can you repeat that number again?
438,409,
I'm requesting $440,000
even.
even.
Mary, you aware of that? William, do you know where the 438,409 came from?
From the numbers that I was given originally.
Can I have the screen?
Yes, of course.
So what you're looking at right now is you're looking at a working document that I use when I try to figure out what we're going to use for the next fiscal year. This was 2 fiscal years ago because I like to go with a complete calendar. So just going through it real fast, in 2022, the town brought in through the charter and through Verizon, we brought in $359,657.27. These are all the vendors and all our other expenses that we actually expend out. So what I do is I just add them all up and I come up with a number. This is the number that we're coming up with for this year, which is $437,000. But I don't want to just grab $437,000. And this is not taxpayer money. This is all coming out of that license agreement. So we're asking for our request of $440,000 because it goes the same way as town meeting. I cannot spend more than whatever is appropriated, and come at the end of the year or in the middle of the year, if something happens and I need more money, then we have to ask the townspeople if we can use more of our money, but it's never your money.
So 440, you just wanted to have a little bit of a cushion in
That's
the
right.
in the line item.
That's right.
So let me,
In ClearGov, what was requested was $438,409, and that's why that number
okay,
is on the town warrant. So that was the budget that was submitted.
okay, but you obviously have from looking at this, you obviously have the $440,000 in your account to transfer out. To
In our account right now, we have pretty close to $900,000.
Yeah. So let me ask a question. As part of the personnel study that was done, the compensation study that was done, was the cable director's position looked at? And is
Yes.
there any adjustments to that salary, Mary? Because that looks like last year's salary that was up there. Were there any adjustments done to the cable director's salary?
Well, it's just one line item, and yeah, there was a $10,500 increase for personnel services.
But that doesn't look like that number looks like the same number as last year that Bob has on his budget. So do we need to put $10,000 more into that number? Should it be 450 and not 440? Am I wrong, Bob?
These numbers are with a 2% increase that had nothing to do with the salary increase.
All right, so based on what Mary's saying, that 440 is not enough.
And this is also bumping up hours on one of our techs.
Yep.
So,
Go
If
ahead,
worse
Steve, please.
comes to worse, we can throw another warrant article on in the fall to make up for any shortfall.
You want to do it that way?
That would be.
That's the,
that would be-
that's the
Would you be rather
cleanest
do it
way to
that
do
way?
I'd
it.
rather do it that
Okay, I'm
Well,
fine. I just wanted to call that to everybody's attention because that salary line didn't look correct.
right now in ClearGov, we have 438.9.
That's
right?
what-
Yeah,
yes.
no, he had said that, but he wants to have a little bit of a cushion.
Oh, he had 437 and change.
Bob, can you put the budget back up?
I think that was from last
I
year.
can.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was,
And you know, we, with ClearGov, it wasn't clear of what we were doing with this particular
ClearGov wasn't
budget.
clear, is that what you're saying, Bob? You-
It wasn't clear. And this is our, we could say this is our hard cost right here. This is our hard cost, and this is what I was requesting.
Okay, that makes sense. And then if we have to do something with the cable director's salary, we can adjust that in the fall because it sounds like that number's supposed to be a little bit higher.
Right.
All right, and you're comfortable, Bob, waiting till the fall to do it, put an article on to transfer that money?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter as long as at the end of the day, everything works out. And again, I don't know how many times I have to say it, this is not coming
No,
out
no,
of tax.
I understand, but you
I
can't
wanted
spend.
the audience to hear it. I wanted.
I don't even think you'll need a warrant article in the fall because it's not like the general fund where you're stringent on, you can only spend X amount on salary, X amount on expenses. This
No,
is a
but this
special revenue.
is the number. We can't go over that.
I know we can't go over that number, but you can go over your salary as long as you don't
Absolutely.
on your expense, right?
Absolutely.
Skip, you
So-
had said the
And
question?
you never spend what you budget, so you'll be good.
So
ahead, Skip.
here we don't have a source of funding listed, but if all the numbers that we have for our total budget and everything are based off of 438, 409.
No, this is a separate appropriation, it's not part of the 72
So
million.
this isn't.
This isn't in the 72
any of
million,
the other stuff.
no. This is a separate article.
Yeah, because
separate
it's coming
appropriation.
from their,
Correct.
Right, that's
Okay.
their budget.
All right,
Yeah,
so
so that-
is everybody comfortable with 440 for now and then deal with anything we have to do later on?
Right, and
All right.
as like Mary said, they wouldn't
Well-
even need a warrant article because the
yeah,
salaries that they.
why not put 450 in now if it's what's needed?
Is-
No,
Because-
it's not needed.
You didn't listen to Mary.
Mary says it's not needed.
Mary
No,
said we wouldn't
we
need
need to
another
do
warrant article because it's salary, so they can just
Spend to the bottom
spend,
line.
yeah.
Mary was saying that they never use their full expenses that they
Correct.
budget.
Correct,
Right.
that's what she's saying.
Now, before I'm done,
Go ahead.
can I give FinCom an update of what we're planning on doing?
Sure, of
this year?
course.
Yep.
Okay. So you're in conference room A right now. Conference room A, we modified right before the pandemic hit to make that a Zoom studio. So you can see how Zoom really flows very well in your studio. You talk in the microphone, it comes right through, and people in Zoom, you can hear them through the speakers. And the cameraman can cut in and out, and it's just perfect. So we're planning on getting an engineer to come in and design Studio F, which is upstairs, to mimic all the electronic equipment that you have sitting in that room.
So you don't have to use the
So-
owl anymore.
No, the owl was just to get us through. And that's a cost of about $25,000 just to get the engineer to draw on paper and pencil what we need for equipment. And then in fiscal year 2024, we're planning on spending about $250,000 upstairs on an upgrade on the electronics, so that room will function exactly like like your room in A. So we're going to have 2 Class A studios.
Nice.
The other thing that we're doing is closed caption is big with myself and also the Disability Commission, because I'm also on that. So in this year's fiscal budget, we're going to buy a new server that incorporates artificial intelligence to give us the closed caption, and we can rebroadcast the closed caption.
Nice.
So those are our goals for the next 2 years, and I just wanted to inform this committee on that's what we're planning on doing.
So based on what you have in your reserves and based on your income from Charter and Verizon and the debt service for the studio, you have enough to cover these projects moving forward with no issues?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Perfect. I like it.
and that's my report to FinCom.
I appreciate that, Bob. That's a good update. Any other questions for Bob?
I'm glad
Nope.
the owl is going.
Yeah.
The owl
Yeah.
works, it works in small areas, but when you're trying to have a regular meeting, because I remember I watched the CPC meeting, that was
It was
terrible.
terrible.
That was terrible. This is beautiful. This works really well. If you're gonna mimic
Yeah.
this upstairs, that's fantastic.
We are.
Because I have a feeling that this is gonna continue.
Are they gonna get screens upstairs too, like this?
Everything,
Everything?
everything. This
Nice.
entire
Room,
room is going to be
green room.
mirrored.
Integrated.
That'll be the
Upstairs.
FinCom room, and we're gonna
Yeah.
lay claim to it
Do we get
forever.
a green room?
So
Yeah, we gotta-
We'll get a green room.
The background.
Buddy.
I think we should get a green room.
Yeah.
So does this article have to stay at 438, 409?
No, we're gonna change it to 440.
44.
When we vote, we'll ask William to amend the warrant article to 440,000, and we'll see if we're gonna support that when
Yep.
we go through the articles later. You comfortable with that?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if that was
Yep,
procedurally.
got it written down
allowed.
already.
Bob, thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate you being here.
Right, FinCom, everybody have a nice night.
You too.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
All right, let's go back now. We're gonna go to the beginning of the warrant.
Dan has-
Oh,
I have
go
a
ahead,
quick
Dan, I'm
question.
sorry.
So just following up on Greg's, are we saying we're going to amend it on town meeting floor?
No,
or
we're
will
gonna
that
ask
be
him to
changed?
amend the warrant article to 440 so that what gets presented says 440.
So I don't believe we can amend the warrant article. The select board
No.
voted
They already signed
and
it.
closed and signed the warrant last
Right.
night.
Yeah, so, well, hold on a second. Has it been posted yet?
It gets posted on Friday.
Okay. Oh, the select board don't meet until Friday?
No,
They don't meet again?
correct.
Because if the warrant wasn't posted yet, the select board could open the warrant and amend the
They'd
number.
have to have another meeting.
But
Oh, for-
if they open it, they have to open it for so many days though, don't they?
No, they can open and close it the same
Oh,
night.
okay.
Well, then, how should we
Well,
vote this?
All right.
Bob can just amend it on town meeting floor.
Well, I guess why can't the motion be changed? Because is it outside? That's why you never put numbers in the article. Put it in the summary, have the motion with it. That way you don't have this problem. Because now, you're right, you can't change.
Well, so, not to interrupt terribly much, but if it doesn't matter, why bother even debating it? Just leave it at what it is.
Yeah, just leave it what it is and we'll fit.
Yeah,
we'll
leave
adjust
it at the
for
430, 438, 409.
Because that's what the article says.
Yeah, if he was,
Yeah,
if
you're right.
everyone's saying it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter anyways.
I would highly suggest that you don't put the numbers, that you put it in the summary. You
Yep.
don't put it in the warrant article so that the motion gives you a lot of flexibility. So if you wanted to make it 440, you can make it 440. I get your point. We'll leave it,
Yeah,
we'll leave
and
it
they- I-
438.
Yeah,
And he was only asking for 440 in case there was an emergency
yep.
and they ran out. So, I mean, if that happens, it goes to fall meeting.
Okay. All right. All right. That's what we'll do then.
So it's not 440.
It's 438, 409. 438, 409.
I hope Bob hears us talking about him.
See, like, for example, if you look at Article 1, you say transfer a sum of money. In the explanation, you said it's gonna be $21,090. So that's what the motion will say.
Yep.
But say all of a sudden, the day before town meeting, it has to be 22,000. No problem. Change the motion to 22,000,
But-
because the warrant article doesn't have a number in it. But if that number's in there, you can go down, you can't go up. So that's what I would do, that's what I would recommend in the future. Did you have a question?
No, but as he's absent, I would suggest that we blame Evan for this.
Evan, Mary, let Evan know we're not happy with him, sick or not.
What were you going to say?
Skip, did you have a question?
Well,
Get it?
as it relates to talking about putting numbers in here, what's the difference whether you just say the quote-unquote right number at the town meeting when you just put a sum of money as opposed to offering a substitute motion?
No. The article isn't a motion.
Right.
The article warns the town what you're gonna do here.
Yeah.
The motion says the specific number. The article doesn't have to have, the article can say a sum or sums of money. And then the specific motion now will say $21,090.69. If you put $21,090.69 in the article, you cannot increase it. If something comes up, you can only decrease it. So it's better to have flexibility, because otherwise you gotta get up, you gotta amend the motion, you gotta do this. The moderator has to rule, is it within the four corners? And I would say, no, I only thought you were gonna spend $21,000 here. That's what the article says. Why all of a sudden do you need 22?
Okay, and
See what I'm saying?
the reason why I bring this up is because we had been over this at prior town meetings where people were mad because the sum of monies all of a sudden started appearing and nobody knew what we were voting on.
That, put it in the summary.
But the summary doesn't mean anything.
It gives you an idea of what the motion may say.
And we always had to put it in the recommendation, so.
Correct.
So when they saw the warrant articles and read the recommendation, they knew what the number was, so.
I just wanna give flexibility, that's all. Skip.
And we usually left some warrant articles that way because we were still.
Didn't know.
Still didn't know.
numbers. We
Correct.
still didn't know, right.
For those of you interested, the Red Sox are losing 2-1.
Oh, no.
Let's go to Article 1, since we've been talking about it. That is to transfer money from the Conservation RRFA account to the Conservation Wetland Revolving Fund account in the amount of $21,090.69. Does anybody have a question for Mary?
Yes, what is the RRRRFA?
Barry should
What
be
does
here
that
to answer that
stand?
question.
What does that stand?
Therein lies the problem. Nobody knows, right? So, I'm working on the chart of account conversion, and, Leah brought this account up to me, and I've worked with Candy to see if we could find any town meetings authorizing the creation of this account, and we couldn't. I investigated the account when they converted back in 2014. The 21,000 was put on the books, and no activity has been in that account since. So I just want to reclassify it into another conservation fund so that the money then can be utilized.
So you're basically getting rid of an account that you have no idea what it is, and putting it where we know what it is so that they can
Right.
spend it.
Yep, but they won't know what it is. All they,
Consub RRRRFA. Now, who came up with that account?
Right, I don't know, but
So this is transferring the entire balance out of that account so it can be closed?
Yes.
Correct.
but are you transferring it into another
No,
existing
it
revolving
should
account
stay
or just
with
renaming
It
it?
should stay
It's
with
going
the
into the wetlands
Conservation
revolving.
Department.
It is already
This is
existing.
their money.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that makes,
Okay.
Mary, I understand why
Yeah,
you're doing that.
that-
That
now-
makes
yeah.
perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Just wanted to put a little.
Any other
thought there
questions on
so
Article
somebody
1?
finds it.
Any other questions? Dan? Oh, Dan, just raise your hand, and Greg will warn me when I miss it.
Mark,
Sue.
Go ahead.
Mark, excuse me.
Yep.
What is the number? I don't have that paper. 21,009?
21,090.69. 21,090.69.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to joke with you guys a little bit, but you need to read your glossary of terms, which has the RRFA on the bottom of the page.
Receipts reserved for appropriation. We just got
You got
reprimanded by, thank you, William. Thank you for giving Susan the opportunity to reprimand us.
I knew somebody would catch it.
Still don't know what Consub RR is, but.
Right.
It's okay.
Consub RR is not in the glossary. Thank you, Greg. That's a good
Consolidated.
point.
Now put that in the glossary.
No, the concept is not.
RR.
I
Q&A.
can't. I don't know what it is.
Somebody back in some time came up with
Consolidated
Consub
Subway Railroad.
RR. But we'll figure that out.
So looks like we have a question
Yep, go ahead.
in the Q&A.
No, I think that was Skip. I think that was Bob Berger letting us know he was in the,
Okay, well, it had gone away and it looked like it came back.
No, Dave Robbins made a comment, receipts reserved for appropriation. It's how we did things in the 90s.
thanks, Dave. That's funny.
He's spying on me.
I know he's keeping an eye. I want to make sure you were here.
Right.
Article 3 is this is appropriate money from available sources into the OPEB trust account. We're recommending 25,549. I thought you guys were going to put 50,000 in OPEB.
Yeah.
No, so this is another one. This is a sale of land reserve
Oh.
receipts for appropriation. There was an audit adjustment made back in 2019 by our auditors, so I don't know what the money originated from. But again, I'm cleaning up the chart of accounts, and I'd like to have it transferred into the OPEB trust.
So this is in addition to the 50,000 that you're putting in?
Yes, and the reason why is because once, I believe we have like a little over 300,000. Once I get 500,000, I can invest in the OPEB trust differently. And so that's my goal.
Okay.
Mark?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So this is under consent motion 1, but it says it requires a 2/3 vote. Does that make the entire consent agenda require a 2/3 vote?
Yes.
So, yeah, you don't want
Yes.
to do this.
Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Usually, though, hopefully, it'll be a unanimous vote. If it's not, then it has to be 2/3.
And if it's not, does that defeat everything?
Defeats the entire consent motion. You may want to pull, that's a great point.
They may
I'm gonna
wanna-
pull
You
this.
may want to pull Article 3 out and have it
Right.
voted separately. Only so you don't kill the entire consent on a 2/3 vote.
The required votes are also subject to change. We're waiting to hear back from town council on this.
Oh, so that may be majority?
Yeah, we're pretty confident with all of them, but some of them may change, but I will make a note of that.
But Greg makes a very, very good point. You don't want to kill the entire consent agenda on that. Any other questions on Article 3? Article 4, we can do this. We don't need the CPA for this one, right? The CPC for this one. This is to put money from the Affordable Housing Reserve account to the Housing Trust at 69,824. Is this the amount of money from last year's bucket raise that we want to transfer?
This year's bucket
This year's
raise,
bucket?
Yeah.
Okay.
and then they transfer every year in the spring to the affordable housing.
Well, now I'm confused. And I know that's not easy. I know it probably makes sense, but if you jump ahead to Article, I saw something today.
They have their other CPC.
27?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's 77,411. So why is Article 3?
No, that will be for FY '23, so then next.
Oh, so this is
spring-
FY 20, that's what I said. This is
Yeah.
FY 22's bucket.
Right.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
So,
perfect.
Mark,
I
just
think
so
the
you know,
confusion was
everything
last year
on-
versus this year versus next year, meaning various different years depending on who
Gotcha.
said it.
Gotcha. All right, I got you. You're right. This is all 22 business.
Yeah, everything on consent motion 1
It's
affects
22
the current
business.
fiscal year.
Oh,
So how come we didn't do this last year? Why wasn't this done as part of why didn't we transfer this in last year's warrant?
You did.
We did.
Oh, we did.
You do every year.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a standard article on the.
And they always give the housing bucket to the Affordable Housing Trust,
Yes, the
Gotcha.
whole 10%.
the whole 10%.
So Article 27 is the appropriation for next year, and Article 4 is the transfer for this year.
Correct.
right.
Yeah.
That's
that-
why I was confused. I
Okay.
saw different numbers, and thank you, William, for that explanation.
The set aside for the anticipated revenue versus the actual.
Correct.
Actual
Right.
that we get.
Correct.
Okay.
Just wanted you to know, William, that I did read the warrant. I just, Article 5 is to put 50,000 into the OPEB trust account. We just talked about that with the other. So you're gonna actually put 75,000 in there this year. I like that.
Woo-hoo.
Hey, that's better than zero, right?
Right.
Show something. Any questions on Article 5?
We'll just say, Mary, what was going to be our balance in OPEB after this?
It's a little over 300,000, so 375. I'm still a little shy of 500,000.
Oh, you're getting there.
Is it after
Yeah.
this money goes into it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Article 6 is Are you gonna do line item transfers here, or are you gonna wait and do it at the end of the year with the FinCom and the select board?
I'm going to wait at the end of the year. I've already started compiling my transfer list. But I do have a snow and ice deficit of $217,700.
217,700.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have this article will be that will be the only transfer
From free cash.
from free cash. All right, so everybody get that? Article 6 will be a transfer from free cash of 217,700 to offset the snow and ice deficit. We all comfortable with that?
I've seen it higher.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a bad year this year.
No,
It
it
wasn't a bad year this year. 25, we already did Article 7. Article 8 is to reclassify the remaining balance of the capital account demolition of Adams Road to the Hennessy project account. How much money is there?
It was, I believe it was like 9,600. I'll get you the exact.
Because when we make our motion to support, we got to put the exact in our recommendation, right?
Yeah.
$9,497.
$9,497.
Yes.
Susan, did you get that?
Yes, I did.
And you're good.
So that was out of the original 50,000, or was it somewhere in that neighborhood? I think.
Yeah, did we? This article was what, 2 or 3 years ago, right?
No, it was just on this year.
Yeah.
It was.
The original the original budget was 55,000.
55. All right, and that's the remaining. There's $9,400 left after it was done.
Yeah, that was
Yep,
that was
97.
that was before CIPC last year, and it didn't make the cut, so it was put in a separate article.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's take down the old barn.
More bad news. Celtics are losing 33-24 after one quarter.
So she's close.
Most people probably recording the game, watching us, and ticked off them giving the update.
Well, I could just hear Bill yelling and saying.
All right, I'll stop giving updates. Any town reports to be heard?
Nope.
This is just to accept the report?
Accept the reports. Standard, we do it every year. They'll all be online.
All right, perfect.
So the here as opposed to accept is just standard language.
Yep.
Okay.
And just for clarity, we're now moving into consent motion number 2, which all affects next fiscal year.
Fiscal 23. All right, so 1 through 9 is fiscal year 22 business. This is why we're
1
not
through
doing a
8.
special town meeting. 1 through 8.
Yep.
This is why we're not doing a special town meeting.
Correct.
And then Articles 9, moving on, those are the consent motions, standard business for fiscal 23.
Yes, 9 through 17.
So we would have had an 8 article special town meeting we don't have to have now, so good job. Article 10 is the Nelson Park and Memorial Library Building Fund Committee for a term of 3 years. Who we nominating this year?
William G. Cuke.
William
Cook.
G. Cuke.
Cook.
Thank you.
Cook. All right. Any questions on that? Article 11 is the money for state aid. Was that your chapter 90?
Yes.
Do we know how much we're getting in chapter 90, Mary?
Yes, $500,498.
500498.
Perfect.
Mary, Susan, you have that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Article 12 is to authorize the select board to sell surplus items. Do we have any surplus items? Or is this just, if anything comes up during the year, it lets you do it?
Top of mind, I don't think we have any, but it's the annual authorization to let them do it if something comes up.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Article 13 is allowing the treasurer, if they have to do tax anticipation notes, if we need to. Hopefully we won't. People pay their bills on time. The treasurer will invest money wonderfully, and we won't have to do this. But it's a standard article for the year. Any questions on that? No? Okay.
Quick
Go
question for you on
please.
Article 12.
Yes. Oh, we're
Is
going back
the-
to 12. Yep.
Yes. Is the dollar still $500? Did that change?
You know, I don't know.
Just we can put in a blurb. I mean, before we used to have to list the equipment and
I
everything,
know.
and it was like
I
over
know.
50.
Yeah. I don't
Just so
know.
that we
If
can
did
put
they
it in the
change the
blurb.
level?
I believe
That
it did.
I'm not sure. Evan handles all the surplus property.
Because there used to be a limit if we didn't have something over.
Yeah, anything under,
Didn't have
it went
to be
from like
listed.
50 to 500. I wonder if I'm just wondering if it's more, so it's just so we can throw it in the blurb,
Sure,
say, yeah,
understood.
you know?
Understood. Bless you.
Thank you.
Article 14 is the annual article that sets the bylaw for the various revolving funds. Did we add any this year, or are these all from last year?
Same as last year.
And we're comfortable with the amounts?
Yep.
Any questions on that? We used to have to vote these separately until the Modernization Act came in, and now it's all a bylaw, which is awesome. That's a little history for you, Andy, if you want to quote me on that. You can.
Appreciate that.
Article 15, this is to request funding transportation services from the Worcester Regional Transit Authority for our buses. So how much are we requesting? Do we know?
Not off the, I'll have to get Susan that number.
Okay.
This is a
If you can, because we
I don't
want to
think
put,
This is a two-question question.
I don't think we normally put a number in there.
well, we don't
Mark.
put a number in there?
No.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
this is just authorizing the select board to.
Yeah,
To request
because the number is in the budget that we pay for the WRTA.
Yeah, but Susan's saying we don't usually put it in our recommendation, so
We
Okay.
normally don't. It's an authorization.
that's fine. That's fine.
Perfect.
Okay.
I've never seen this article before, have I?
This was on there last year. I believe it's an annual article that's on there every year.
Really?
Yes. So it comes from the senior center and has to do with the senior transportation.
It's called the 5-ton
Oh,
excess
no.
account.
Oh, I'm sorry.
16.
You're on the 16.
I'm on to 16. I've never seen this article before, have I?
I've never heard of
Sounds like it's a
5 ton.
closing out of account.
Is this another
Is
one
that
you're
a-
closing out?
Yeah.
Paul asked to reclassify some money for another I think a brush chipper,
A brush truck.
and so he just wants to transfer $99,577 from the Article 6 ATM May of 2019 warrant article into the
So these are just you're just closing out
5-ton
accounts that
excess.
were voted on at town meeting
So is
for
it
projects. I
transferring
guess.
transferring leftover money from a 2019 capital project
Right,
to an account for a 2018 capital project?
right,
Correct.
So he probably still has some outstanding stuff he
Yeah.
wants to do with that.
yep.
And I think he had talked about using some money for the truck replacements.
Yeah, this.
Oh, okay.
They discussed it during the select board meeting last night too.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what it
what?
was. They,
Greg?
There was an account that they're still using for some of the truck replacements.
Oh,
It was
okay.
yeah,
mentioned.
they
when we did the
budgeted
tour.
for a new brush truck that never came to fruition. Right now, we're using I believe one of the one of the engines and a two-wheel drive pickup that they'll be intending to replace.
Okay, that makes sense. Article 17, we're gonna adopt another hydrant, yay, that we're gonna pay for. That's a standard article every year. That takes care of consent motion number 2. So into the, budget, Article 18 is the operating budget, which the Finance Committee previously, recommended in the amount of $72,953,856.
Right.
Any questions on that? I think we've already been through that. We're comfortable with that. We already did Article 19. We supported the capital budget in the amount of $1,459,750. We had a lot of fun that night figuring out the total, and we finally got it right, Mary. At the end of the day. So we're good.
That's
We're good with that.
19-1, and that's already in
So it's
in the
broken down
article.
to free
Okay.
cash.
Yep.
stable
So
free
I'll
cash.
write, if it's okay with the Finance Committee, I will write the recommendations for 18 and 19 and get those to Sue
Yep.
tomorrow, because we've already voted them. We did Article 20 already? Did we? No, yeah, we did with 20 with Paul. We did 21. We did, let's see, 22 is there a mistake in that number? Did I see an email today
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are two errors with this article. So when we received it from Blackstone Valley Tech, it was listed as the fiscal year commencing on July 1, 2021.
Ooh.
That error wasn't caught.
Ooh, ooh. That's what happens when you cut and paste, William.
I know. I've learned my lesson. And then the inclusive of the $46,096 of Prop 2.5 exempted funds, that is higher than it needs to be. It's actually $44,096.
Because that was last year's problem. That was probably last year's numbers.
Correct. So that was my error. I believe that we're going to be okay. I believe that was.
Oh, you can amend the motion. You can fix the
Yeah.
motion. Yep.
So there's two small errors there, and
So Article 22 is going to be 44.
$44,096. That is correct.
And that's just the amount in the art. That's just the. This is the debt
That
part.
debt
It
exposure.
doesn't affect the
Right.
120.
The
No,
1288, that's the thing that you caught.
Yeah.
The
The
one.
1288271, that is the budget that we've already, we met with,
Right.
Yes, that is
with
the
the
correct
superintendent.
number, and that's what we list in the motion.
Okay.
So we'll be okay.
We did Article 23 already with, Paul. We did 24 and 25 with Madeline. We did 26, Candy. Tomorrow night, the CPC will be here to do Article 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We did 33 with the chief. Article 34, that is an article to do compensation benefits and job security, town employees, active duty in the armed forces. Is this a new section, or is this, we have to adopt it annually?
So this is a new adoption that Evan wanted to put forward.
Yep.
So essentially, if an employee is called up to active duty, we will pay the delta. Am I saying that correct, Mary?
So we'll pay the difference between his military, his or her military pay and what the town pays.
Correct.
We'll pay the difference so they don't lose money,
Correct.
if we adopt this section.
Mary's nodding.
Love
That
it.
is correct.
We
Love
did
it.
have a bylaw concerning this. Is this changing just because we're going to pay the delta or what? In the bylaws, there's something about where they go on,
Yeah,
Duty.
I agree.
There's something
Remember
already
reading that.
there.
Yeah, that we would pay out of,
we would pay when they go on.
I believe
active
you have to accept this mass general law, though.
duty.
So we were
Well,
doing it illegally before, is what you're saying, Mary?
maybe,
Maybe.
Was it illegal?
who knows?
If you didn't
We
adopt
do
the
have
law,
the
we're supposed to
bylaw.
adopt.
We do have a bylaw.
When-
Oh, then the Attorney General approved it.
When Evan
Oh,
spoke to
let's-
this last night, he said it was practice, but it wasn't required. And this would, this was making it official. So I mean, I don't know beyond that, but
Well,
that
it
was
was
his
voted
explanation.
by the Attorney General. We changed the bylaw and it went to the Attorney General and he approved it.
I was starting.
So this basically does what we're doing now.
So I think we
It
used it once.
legitimizes it,
I
maybe,
guess, but I think it
perhaps.
was legitimate before.
Whoever does the bylaw review, which should have been done a long time ago, something that I'm sure you'll remember, I addressed at the charter
remember.
review.
I remember.
A lot of ciphering needs to be done.
No, I agree. That's, Greg,
All right.
Greg's gonna have his hands full for the next 10 years. I think this is wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
glad we're
Yeah.
doing that. Article 35 is pretty much self-explanatory, because since we don't have the special town meeting anymore, since we're gonna do it, we're gonna change the start time of the annual town meeting to 7 PM.
And that'll
Yeah.
confuse everybody.
Yeah. So can
This
we
would
put some?
probably be an
Yeah.
hour discussion.
Can we put something in the explanation that says this? The only change here is the
The start time.
Yeah, we can do that.
But there's gonna be a discussion about
So
this.
the annual town meeting will now start at 7
7.
p.m., which is when the special town meeting previously started. So
Simple.
We'll just leave the special town meeting out altogether.
right.
Hopefully,
Yep.
people won't even recognize
Oh.
it's gone.
Some of them will. Trust me.
But believe me, it's so much, I mean, because
Yeah, well-
last year, we did the special town meeting,
And then we waited.
and it took
Yeah.
5 minutes, and then we had to wait 25 minutes to start, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's okay if it's inside and air conditioned, but if it's outside and 90 million degrees.
So I like this. I'm glad you guys are doing this. Article 36, that is to have a coal tar-based asphalt. What does that do?
So
This is ridiculous.
around this time last year, we received some correspondence from a resident who wanted to add coal tar-based asphalt sealants to our list of prohibited pollutants from the illicit discharge bylaw. We told them that was going to be put on the warrant. That then fell off the plate and we missed it, so it's on this year. The Conservation Commission wrote a letter last year supporting it, and we've talked to our conservation agent, and this would satisfy that addition to the bylaw.
So we're basically banning coal tar-based asphalt sealants from Grafton.
Correct.
So what are we using on roads then?
Something that's not coal-based.
So, there's somebody,
There are some countries that are using plastic and recycling and doing their roads and they hold up better, but they must have something.
this is an attempt to, circumvent the bylaw prohibiting the use of this on people's driveways, because this is coal tar that's in all the 5-gallon buckets of black plastic
Right.
stuff that you get. That's what this is aimed at.
So if you go to Home Depot and you want to seal your own driveway, you can't do it anymore with that
You'll be
coal-based
shocked
stuff.
when you come across the border into Grafton and start to apply it. I don't know
Does
why.
this apply to driveways?
Yes,
Yes?
that's what this is.
I don't know if I'm in favor of that.
That's, so
What
usually,
is it applied to the roads? Because I mean, they use tar-based things on the roads.
So it would apply to any coal tar-based asphalt sealants.
Well, I'm glad we got our driveway done last year.
I gotta go out and get mine done now, or go do it.
I'm not,
Wow.
I think I need more explanation on this.
Well, I would
Right.
like Concom to come in and discuss this because I'd like to know in its place, what are we going to be using?
Susan, is it difficult to get somebody from Concom in here tomorrow night by Zoom to explain this to us? Can we get Leah here tomorrow night to explain this to us?
I will do my best.
Thank you, Susan.
Open the thing up.
You're
and read it
welcome.
today, so.
Is that all right? Well, I'll see if
Yeah.
Leah can come tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
that would be good.
Have her
because
come at the beginning of the meeting. We'll
we
do her
can
before
ban this,
CPC.
But then what are we replacing it with? And is it even cost effective?
Because there might be other tar-based solutions that don't come from coal.
Well, true, but
I have no idea.
This was discussed at length when they tried to put no, you can't use that stuff in Grafton bylaw in, and it was kind of withdrawn, or whatever you want to call it, happened to that.
I don't want
I
to come
think
across
the
as
stuff
wanting to
that-
kill aquatic and other issues. I don't want to. I don't want to be.
So,
I don't want the
you gotta
environmentalists
look
to
and see.
I just want to understand it.
What happens when you insert this into the pollutant section of the town?
Well, according to you, I'm going to get shot if I come across.
Well,
the
you
line.
asked the question. I just gave an answer. I don't know. Whatever happens, what happens with the rest of it? We could.
All right.
You know.
All right. So we will ask Leah to come
Right.
tomorrow night if she can. That makes sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What I would like to do now, with the approval of the Finance Committee, is go back and take positions on the articles, now that we've gone through them. And then Susan, you will tell us if we need to assign somebody to write a summary.
What happened to 37?
But that's tomorrow night. I said that at the beginning of the meeting. Remember Dan's gonna represent that tomorrow night?
that's the Affordable
Affordable Housing Trust? I thought I already addressed that one.
Yeah.
You weren't listening to me, Skip? Is that what you said?
No. So
Skip,
I was listening
Skip,
to them.
I don't think you were listening.
I don't think I was here.
Oh,
You were here when he explained it. That's what he's asking you. Didn't you hear that Dan's going to present this tomorrow night?
He may have been off
Oh
looking
my
for
goodness.
Bob.
oh, he may be looking for Bob. He was
All
looking
right.
for Bob.
We'll let
Skip,
you off this
Skip,
time.
now I want to apologize to you.
Your apology is accepted
Thank
from
you.
the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Dan is gonna present Article 37 tomorrow night.
Okay.
That is in the minutes.
This is such a fun committee. I love this committee. It's a great committee. Did you have a question? Do you have any other questions? Okay. So, going to Article 1, do I have a motion to recommend in the amount of 21,090.69?
Do we need to continue the public meeting?
This is part of the public hearing.
Part of the
Yep.
public,
This is
okay.
part of the public hearing.
I noticed there was something in the
Well,
agenda about
Now,
suspension.
it doesn't have to be part of the public
I'm
hearing if
making it
no one
part of
has
the
any
public hearing.
questions.
I'm using my chair authority
Okay.
to make this part of
Okay.
the public hearing.
Can we do that?
Okay.
Under
just-
Robert's rules?
I just did it.
He's taken a page out of
Oh,
my playbook.
liberty. Well, you make motions and then vote against them. What can I say? He
Nothing
did.
like it.
He did.
I know.
Oh my God.
I freely admit it. At first it sounded like a good idea, then not so
Then you
good.
change your mind. 21,090.69. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Mary, you said you looked in for when this was set up in 2013 and you cannot find anything?
It was converted, Grafton converted to SoftWrite in 2014. That number was brought on at that point, and no activity has hit that account since.
Okay, so we kind of talked about that conversion process and trying to make it better this time, so yes, okay, thank you.
Skip?
Aye.
Susan?
Aye.
Do we need to write a recommendation on this?
I think no. I think I
Okay.
got it.
All right, fine.
I have it up
believe you.
there if you can see it, but the second paragraph
I believe
is
you.
inappropriate.
Nope, looks good. Looks good.
Correction mark.
Go ahead.
Not Susan.
Oh, Sue.
Yeah, Sue.
I'm Sue.
You're Sue, she's Sue. I apologize.
That's right.
You think after 5 years I'd know
After
that?
legally, I have to say Sue.
Yes. Article 2 is the cable $581.81. Is there a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Do we need to write that one? No?
No.
Instead of me asking you each time, Susan, interrupt me and tell me when we need somebody to write it.
Okay, can you see them on the screen? Anyone?
I can't read my paper and read the screen at the same time because I keep doing this with my glasses.
Just read what you wrote, Sue.
Okay,
Article 2.
well, I had an amount. So Finance Committee recommends passage of Article 2 in the amount of.
Perfect.
But as a result-
581.81 is the number.
Do we want
Do
to
we-
say this is closing out the account?
I was just gonna.
Yes,
do that. Let's add
with
that.
what Bob had said, I can add that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Unless someone else wants to write it.
No, please add that. That's simple.
So
Okay.
this transfers the remaining money out of the account from the studio renovation.
Right.
Okay.
Article 3, that would be transfer, again, to close out another account, transfer it to OPEB in the amount of $25,549. Do I have a motion? To
So
recommend?
moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Subject to finding out whether this is 2/3 or majority. If it's majority, aye. If it's not 2/3, then we should take it out.
Agreed. And I think
So-
William has
Well,
that
I
note.
think I
That doesn't
think we
affect
already
our-
told him we were gonna make this separate anyway,
If it needs 2/3.
if it needs 2/3,
Yep.
right?
That doesn't affect our supporting the passage of it.
No.
That just affects whether or not it's in the consent agenda.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 4, that is to transfer 69,824 from the Housing Reserve to the Affordable Housing Trust in the amount 69,824. Can I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
No qualifiers on that? Aye, Skip?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Sue? I'm sorry.
Can we just make sure in the recommendation that they know it's for FY '22? Because they're gonna get confused later on in the
Yeah.
other articles.
That's in the
Th-
explanation.
That is in
already.
December at
Okay.
the moment.
Perfect.
It is in the explanation?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I-
FY
Yeah,
22
it will-
budget
yes,
says it.
That little 2022 thing?
yeah.
then? Okay. All right, got it.
Article 5, $50,000 out of free cash into OPEB. Can I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 6, that is a transfer from free cash in the amount of $217,700 to offset the snow and ice deficit. Have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Is there a second. Any further discussion? All those by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Who wants to write this?
I've got it.
You have it?
This will be
Yep.
Okay,
boilerplate.
Sue's
perfect.
got it.
All right, making sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy one.
Thank you.
Yep.
$25,000 from sewer retained earnings to their wage and personnel. You have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Perfect. Article 8, this is to close out an account or transfer from one account to another in the amount of $9,497. Can I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 9 is to accept the annual reports. Could I have a recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank
Are
you.
we going to have reports?
Not read.
Not read, it's gonna be posted online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I always laughed at
That's part of the explanation.
like
Yeah,
you,
but-
you read the thing every
I know.
It's the language from
You
the
see-
general law that says,
Yeah.
here are the reports.
since 200,000 years ago.
Yeah. Recommendation on Article 10 for William, help me with the name?
Cook.
To be, 3-year term as a trustee of the Nelson Parker Memorial Library
So
Building
moved.
Fund. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 11 is to support the
Chapter 9.
Chapter 90 budget in the amount of $500,498. Can I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye. Is
Artic-
this amount larger, sorry,
Go,
is this
please.
amount larger than what we got last year?
I think it's less.
It's about the same?
Oh,
Is it less?
No, it's like 3,000 more.
3,000 more?
Oh, wow. That'll break us.
Yeah.
That'll break the state.
Well, now you know why, now you know why this town had to do that capital stabilization for road improvements.
Right.
Because 500,000, what's that gonna do? That's gonna pave Skip's driveway.
That won't even
Now
pay
with coal
for it.
tar
No,
stuff,
coal tar, it's not.
Wouldn't even
as
pay
long as
for
it's
it.
done before the end of the year. I,
Within 90 days of town meeting.
Wouldn't even fill our potholes on George Hill Road.
I do have a question as
Oh,
it
no.
relates, no, just being picky, seeing as how we had a recent ruckus about open meeting stuff and potentially voting on crud. Does anybody have a problem with me having voted on Article 10 because I'm a trustee of that group?
Town meeting automatically says you have no conflict.
Oh, thank you.
So there's no conflict of interest on the floor of town meeting. So you're fine.
Okay.
You've done it before.
Well, I've done it before. I had to send 45 letters into them before.
Article. I love this committee so much. I gotta tell you.
Well,
You sure you wanna move up to the select board, Andy, and miss all this fun? Article 12. Article 12 is the annual article authorizing the selling of surplus, equipment. Do I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I just think we gotta get the dollar
Sue's
figure
gonna,
from Evans.
Sue's gonna get that.
Yeah.
Susan's gonna get
Voted
that.
to accept my own.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 13 is to allow the treasurer to borrow from time to time as necessary. Do I have a recommendation? Motion to
moved.
recommend?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 14 is the annual revolving fund article. Do you have a motion to recommend as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
And, Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. Article 15 is the WRTA funding request. Do I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 16 would transfer the balance from May of 19 to May of 18? Or am I doing that backwards?
No, that's right.
No, that's
Okay.
correct, yeah.
In the amount of $99,577. Could I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those by roll call?
do
Go
have
ahead.
I do have a question on that because
Please.
this kind of went through. Is this 5-ton excess, is that a highway vehicle? That money's left over from a highway vehicle?
No, it's all within the fire department.
In the fire department.
So the 99,000 it was just left over from a warrant article in the fire department, and we're just transferring that amount for the brush chipper in the fire department.
So it's all within the same department?
Yep.
So this is fire department, not public works.
Yeah, the fire department doesn't have a brush chipper.
They're getting a brush.
No, it's a brush truck.
Oh, we got a lame one.
Right.
Well, that's what you.
Yeah, so this would then be their third one, and they'll have one at each station.
You comfortable with that, Skip?
Yep,
Skip?
yep.
Sue?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Did we even,
Oh,
we didn't even take a motion for that one.
we didn't, I'm sorry.
We do it
Yes, we did.
backwards in this.
I thought we did.
Yeah, I have
moved.
Andy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you questioning my
I
ability
did,
to?
I thought he asked about it before we even got to the motion. So I didn't,
No, we made the motion.
No, it kind of came over here and I just had.
All right, so let's do it again. Is there a motion to support Article
moved.
6?
second.
Any further discussion? Skip? Nothing? Okay. All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
All right. Moving ahead to Article 17, do we want to pay for a hydrant? Motion to recommend?
Sure.
Are we paying for one? Or are we
pay
just
for that.
accepting
Well,
it?
what ends up happening if we accept it,
Yeah.
we end up
We
paying
Paying
for
for
it.
it. So we're gonna accept it,
And then we're gonna end up paying
then we'll
for it.
get it, then it'll show up on the bill next year.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, next year.
So it's so
So-
moved that I can hardly wait to accept it and then pay for it next year.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Aye.
Greg? Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 18 and 19, we've already voted those, and I'll write the explanations on 18 and 19. Article,
So we're okay because we voted the,
we voted the budget. Do you
Okay.
want to reiterate the,
Yes, please.
Sue, do we need to re-vote our,
I would suggest that, Mark,
Okay,
just for
Just does it,
all right,
consistency.
I would then entertain a motion from the Finance Committee to support the proposed, operating budget of the town administrator in the amount of $72,953,856. I have a
So
motion to
moved.
recommend.
second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg? Did you say aye?
Aye.
Oh, Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 19, I entertain a motion to recommend the capital budget in the amount of $1,459,750. Do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Sue. Article 20, that is to adopt the sewer proposed operating budget of fiscal year 23 in the amount of $3,371,170. Do I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
I'd entertain a motion to adopt the budget of the Grafton Cable Oversight Committee in the amount of $438,409. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Entertain a motion to adopt the Blackstone Valley Vocational Regional School District budget in the amount of $1,288,271, including a transfer of $44,096.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Excuse me, Mark, can you give me
Please.
that number again, please?
Yes, it's $1,288,271. And there's a transfer, which includes a transfer from the exempt funds of $44,096. So in that 1,288 is the 44,000. So do we need to write a recommendation on that?
I used the one from last year pretty much.
Perfect. So far, nobody has to write anything but me.
That's right.
That's right.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Article 23, do I have a motion to recommend Article 23 in the amount of $100,000 from sewer retained earnings to O&M emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 24, recommend adopting Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 108P, and a transfer of $1,000 once passed for the town treasurer
So
certification.
moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 25 is to accept MGL Chapter 59, Section 21A, and a transfer of $1,000 to the assessor for her certification. The recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue? Okay, Article 26 is to adopt the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 110A, which will allow the town clerk to push off Saturdays to the next business day. Great idea. Is there a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Mark, aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
And Sue?
Aye.
Okay, articles, go ahead, please. Aye. Did I not say Greg?
You did not.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. I was on a roll there. Articles 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 will be coming tomorrow night, so we'll come back to those. Article 33 is the article from the chief for the fingerprints to correct our bylaw for the problem that we had not having it correct.
Excuse me, Mark, Article 26 is going to be written by Sue, or?
Yes,
Okay.
I already wrote it, so do you want,
Okay,
I mean,
alright.
She would
take
interrupt
a
me.
look at it unless you'd like to write it, of
No,
course.
no, Sue, listen.
No.
You are saving us a lot of time, and I appreciate.
Yep.
Do you want to write 17 and 18, or 18 and 19, or? All right. so-
Maybe.
Huh? I'm
What,
kidding. I'll
no,
get 'em
the
to you
capital
tomorrow.
and the operating, no, thank you.
All right, I'll do those. Don't worry. I'll do those.
I'm always afraid of those big numbers.
I'll get it right. Article 33 on the chief's.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
All right. Article 34 is to adopt Mass General Law, Chapter 3059, which allows us to take care of our military people.
So
Great
moved.
idea.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Article 35 to change the start time of town meeting from 7:30 to 7. Can I have a motion to recommend?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye. Andy?
Aye.
Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Thank you. So tomorrow night, we're gonna ask Leah to come in on Article 36. Dan is gonna present the Article 37. So those are the articles. So we have the CPC articles.
Yep.
We have Article 36 and Article 37 to do tomorrow night.
Yep.
I would entertain a motion to continue the public hearing of the Finance Committee for tomorrow night at 7
So
p.m.
moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by
Yeah.
roll call. Dan? Oh, Sue, you telling me I can't continue the public hearing?
I need to ask a question and before you all move forward to close it. Is there, and it's just dawning on me, is there supposed to be an article on that addresses the override?
I think you're gonna do that. Oh, you mean the override for the capital budget?
For the capital and for the roads?
They'll do that in the fall. They did that in the
It's
fall
in the
last year.
fall? Okay,
Right?
thank you.
You're gonna do it before the tax rate gets set,
Yeah,
right,
they
Mary?
have to do it in,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
That'll be the fall.
we do it in the fall.
Just checking.
No, good, glad you asked, because if we don't have those approved, then they can't raise the money and then we lose it.
all of it.
All of it, which would be, I think,
Not
there would be a
fun.
special town meeting called tomorrow if that was the case.
Exactly. All right, so we are continuing the public hearing till tomorrow
We haven't
night.
voted it yet.
Yes.
All right, so I have a motion to continue tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's been seconded. Any further discussion?
I just wanted to ask, Sue, how, are we going to distribute, our warrant articles around town?
That is coming up on the agenda.
Yes, it is coming up on the agenda.
Oh, I'm
Once we
sorry.
close.
I'm jumping ahead, sorry.
So do we have a motion and a second, and I am sorry, I missed the motion and the second.
Skip made the motion, Greg seconded it.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye.
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 Skip?
Aye. What's his name?
And Sue, aye. Okay, so, you sent us out the wonderful, town message, state of the town message that Greg drafted. You updated it. I thought it was excellent. I don't have any questions of Greg. If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to adopt the state of the town message as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Yep.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call. Dan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mark? Aye.
Aye.
Andy? Skip?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
I want to thank you. Great job. Thank you so much for taking that
And
task
we're
on.
gonna have this
Thank you, Greg.
printed and put on the table.
It's going to be printed and handed out at, are we going to put it in here?
I believe we're going to put it in.
We're going to put it in the warrant.
Oh, okay.
We're going to put it in the warrant,
Even better.
which is even better. So that's awesome. So people will have that and they'll take it home and they'll have that and don't have to worry about losing papers and things like that. What else do I have to do on the agenda tonight, Sue?
Let's see what we've got here. So the recommendations is just you, Mark, just the two of them, right?
Man, if I
No
drop the
need-
ball on that, Greg, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, huh? Hey, Eric.
Everyone received the town moderator memo about where we're going to be
Yeah, you guys,
seated.
I sent that out to you. You guys are okay with that sitting down
Yeah,
below?
we've done that
Yes.
once before.
Yeah.
We're happy with that? No issue?
No.
You know, because
We used to
usually
be
when you're
down
sitting up on the stage, we get scrunched over to the side. The only part I'm not gonna like is when we used to sit there, we would see the counter and we would know the vote
yeah.
before the moderator asked. Now we have to wait. That's the only downfall about being down on the
We'll
floor.
just have William text us.
Yeah, tell us the numbers as soon as you see them.
Anything you want.
Wow.
With an asterisk next to that.
Yes, of course. Anything else, Sue?
The next item was the printing and distribution discussion.
Okay, so after we have everything, this is how you're gonna get it printed. You're gonna make how many copies of this bad boy?
So we're going to print that in-house, and the plan is to have 200 copies or thereabouts printed and ready to go. And then we'll assess if we need more. So we'll have 200 sitting in the municipal center for people to pick up. And
We're not gonna distribute them in sections around town. We're just gonna have them in the municipal center if you wanna pick them up.
so we're not planning on distributing them around town. We plan to use every possible electronic distribution method we have available to us to send it around like that.
So you'll post it on the town website.
Website, social media. We will send it out. The website has the capability to send out email blasts.
Perfect,
And then we have a non-emergency list in Code Red that
perfect.
we're considering using.
All right, so that to me, and then you'll have 200 copies at the municipal center. You'll bring those over to town meeting for people to pick up when they come
Can
in.
I just say that when we did distribute them, because some of us finance committee members did and picked it up, the post office was a big pickup place for these warrant articles.
Did people get it there?
There,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do we wanna put some
And the
at the,
library was also another place.
do we wanna think about putting some at the post office and the library? Or no?
I can talk to Evan about it. We might put some up there, but maybe not as many as last year, simply because we had every printer in this building going at one point, printing warrants, and the other people trying to be productive weren't.
It's just
Yeah,
that
happy
it's
with that.
sometimes it's useful to have, because not everybody goes online.
Mhm.
And it's kind of nice that we can distribute them to all the post offices anyway. And people did pick them up. Couple places we ran out, and Sue had to put more out, and another one, there was just a few left. So people picked them up at the post office,
Okay.
so.
If you can let, Evan know that. I think that's a great point, Sue. I think that's a great point.
Susan, do you have any particular recollection of how many we put out?
Yes, we did, we ran 450 total. And then what we did is 50 at each of the post offices, 50 at the library. And then you can do the math here. I have it all
250
written
left.
out, of course. And then 100 ready for the town clerk's office. So those were definite for being at the town meeting. And we did 50 to 100 at the senior center.
We also
And then
put
what
50 at
happened is
Porcelain.
I would run around and pick them all up the day of town meeting if there were any left and use them for
At the
actual
town
town
meeting.
meeting.
At town meeting.
Yeah.
I know Bush
So
and Pet ran out,
I'd like to say, I know it's a pain in the neck for the copier to be running during the day because it upsets the town routine. Other people are using the copiers. But I am going to be in town and I would be happy to run them in the evening as I used to. when the copiers are not being used.
When are you coming
by
up?
the other departments.
When are you coming up, Sue?
I can come up the night of 4/26 to 4/27 and distribute, or at least assist in distributing, or 27 to 28. Actually,
Will you let Evan know that Sue would be willing to come in and make copies and distribute them if we want to make extra copies?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Susan.
Get them
Yeah.
around. You don't have
Yeah.
to do it all.
I appreciate that, Susan. That's awesome.
For sure.
But I like the fact that it's being blasted out all over social media too. I think that's good. I think people.
oh,
see
it's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's good too. But you know, you're right. There are still people that are used to going to the senior center or the post office and picking up that warrant for town meeting.
I like paper.
I know you do.
can't
I do too. I like having paper.
But do you pick
And
it up ahead
I
of
will
time,
be
or
there
you get it
for
at
town meeting, so I can pick them up the day of town meeting.
Oh, you're gonna be here on the 9th.
I am.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. I also saw on the agenda, but Evan's not here, so to get an update on it, unless William knows, the interviews for the clerk.
Yes. So we had 4 or 5 interviews over the last 2 weeks. We have a follow-up interview tomorrow, and we anticipate identifying a candidate before the end of the week.
Really? Wow.
We do have a candidate?
Identifying a candidate.
Oh, identifying
Yes.
one.
Nice. It's only been 2 years.
Well, you know,
No, I'm just saying. I'm
it's
kidding. I'm
municipal
joking.
government, you know.
Move slow.
They have a clear understanding of what the responsibility is for a finance committee?
Yes. So we did have a detailed discussion with all of the candidates about the expectations of the role, and at the follow-up interview tomorrow, we plan to dive into that a little bit deeper.
All right.
So if you need any more information, I would contact Sue because there's probably a lot. Because when I was chair and she was ill, I had to take her spot. And there's a lot to it more than you think that there is, other than on paper.
You and Erica saved the day.
I was running crazy. Thank God Sue left me instructions before she went to, the hospital. But it was a lot. It's a lot of work. So hopefully they have a
Unfortunate.
clear understanding. And truthfully, I don't think we have enough hours for finance clerk. But
We're gonna find out pretty quick if we don't. And then we'll address it and we'll do
Yep.
what we have to do.
okay,
You're right, because Susan has spoiled us, tremendously spoiled us. No, you have. So we want to make sure that we continue to be spoiled. Right?
yep.
Okay.
There's a level of service
spoiled.
that we expect at this point.
Exactly. I mean, Susan has spoiled us. So, I mean, she's done an amazing job.
I hope-
How long have you been the finance committee clerk?
33 years.
30. I think we're up to 35 now.
35.
Wow. That was
Yep.
2 years post-retirement. Think about that.
It's not in the records anywhere, which is kind of funny. It was like apparently, within the dinosaur years where they're
Dan,
Well, Software probably doesn't have you anyway.
go
there's
ahead.
no
Dan.
record of when I started actually.
I am 35.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
there you go,
God.
Dan.
Susan has been with the finance committee as long as Dan's been alive. That's
There you
funny.
go.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Um,
my kids were in junior high and elementary, junior high, and one was in high school.
Oh, man.
When you
And
started,
now they are, they're in their 40s and 50s. So yes,
well,
So do the math.
we say this to you. We say
try
this
not
to you
to
all
do
the
the
time.
math very often.
Well, we say this to you all the time. We'd be lost without you. So thank you for everything you've done
No
for us.
kidding.
Can't thank you enough. You make
Thank
me. You keep me on the straight and narrow. Believe me, and I need that. I do.
Yeah, we all needed a little bit.
And
It's
Sue will
okay.
be training.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We had overlapping hours
Yeah,
to make sure
really.
that she was there to help.
2 years after her retirement date.
2 years after retirement.
Am I missing anything else on the agenda?
No, that's it. Till
All right.
tomorrow.
So we'll be here tomorrow night. Now, is Heather and Angelina going to be here tomorrow, or is this going to be the 6 of us again?
Heather is definitely not going to be here. Angelina had just said that she wouldn't be here today. She did not say if she would be here tomorrow or not.
All right, so hopefully she'll be here tomorrow night. All right,
Hopefully.
thank you, everybody. Great meeting tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. William, thank you so much for being here. Mary, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Sue, we'll
Bye,
see you tomorrow
everyone.
night. Dan, we'll see you tomorrow night. We're adjourned.